to this quick tutorial offered by the UC Merced Community Engagement Center on how to navigate CatLife and enter in your direct service hours. And so to start off, we will go to catlife.ucmerced.edu. And this is what the main screen looks like. As you can see, I have already logged in using my UC Merced email. You do that by going to the top right corner, clicking on the little person here, and logging in. And from there, on this main page, it'll show you your memberships. So you can click on a registered club or org. As you can see, there are some featured here. And you can select to become a member of any of them. And through that, you can get notifications and event reminders of what things will be going on with that registered club and organization. So as you can see, my membership is to the Community Engagement Center. And so when I click on events here, I get notifications and more information about events that will be occurring. And so yeah, that is what the main page looks like. To enter in your direct service hours, not philanthropy, for service hours, we only accept direct service hours. And to get more information on that, we will have a post coming up on our Instagram page, which is UC Merced CEC, distinguishing the difference between direct service hours and philanthropy. For kind of a little bit of a brief explanation, direct service hours is doing something that affects the community that you want to impact. And examples of this would be taking down or setting up an event. Another example would be sorting out food cans at a food drive, or participating in a park cleanup. Philanthropy, on the other hand, would be characterized as doing something that will in return promote human welfare. Now this could be categorized as fundraising and raising money for a certain cause, or participating in a marathon or a run. All right, with that said, we only accept direct service hours, and even though philanthropy is important and it definitely is impactful, if those types of things are entered into the form, we unfortunately will have to deny it. All right, so to find the form, you will come up again to the top right corner, select forms, and we have 3 forms available at the moment. To enter in your direct service hours, you will click apply for opportunity. And from there, you will need to select on opportunity type, service hours. And then to the right of that, enter in the amount of hours that you have done for this type of service. The lowest you can enter is 0.25 of an hour. For this example, I will say I've done 4 hours. Next, you will come down here, and you will specify whether this service was done through an organization or it was a personal service. Organization services are a type of service or volunteer opportunity that was offered by a registered club or organization. And so if that is applicable to your service, you will click organization service, and you will come down here and select the drop-down menu and pick your registered club or organization. We will go with the Community Engagement Center for this. Now, if you did not do this through your service through a registered club or org, and it was a personal service, let's say you were offering tutoring services to a student that was set up through you and their parent/guardian, you would go to personal service here and fill out the rest of the fields below. The only difference between these two in terms of what you have to fill out is in the organization service, you only have to specify the club and organization. So let's pretend like we did a service through the Community Engagement Center. There would also be services that you would have done through a class, maybe one of your classes, such as your psychology class, your ESS class, and so on, offered a volunteer opportunity. And so you could specify that here through the class name and section number. And then you could go on to enter in the program name. For example, the UC Merced Community Engagement Center offers many tutoring and opportunities that are semester long and year long. For example, in the past, we have offered Bobcat Online Homework Help, Reading Pals. So I will enter that in here. Online Homework Help, Reading Pals. This is just as an example, by the way. So let's say this is the type of program name, the program that I completed. But let's say maybe it was a one-time service project. Maybe it was a park cleanup. So, for example, we had the Farns park cleanup. And if this is the service we completed, we would enter in the partnering community agency or the organization. For the park cleanup, we partnered up with the dean's office, and we also worked through the UC Merced City Parks and Recreation. So you would specify that here if that is something that is applicable. And then from there on, you would enter in the agency/organization contact, the name of them, and then you would go on to enter in their phone number and email over here. Now, all of these subject fields here are not required to be filled out, but they are recommended. We understand that not all of them will be applicable, such as class name and section number might not be applicable. It might be a program, or it might just be a one-time project. And so we ask that you fill this out to the best of your ability where it is applicable. And from there on, the last thing you will have to do, and this field is required, you will need to fill out a description of what it is that you did. We ask for this description to not be vague and to be of detail so we can understand what type of service and what type of activity it was that you did. And so we can see that it was direct service instead of philanthropy or something else. So here we would ask you to maybe give us a couple sentences to a paragraph of detail and description of what type of service you did, what were your roles, what were your activities that you did, and just go into description and detail about that. Now, for this example, I'm just going to say, let's say I did do Bobcat Online Homework Help. And in detail, in this program, tutors offered literacy, homework help, and tutoring to K-3 students online through Zoom in breakout rooms. And from there on, you could describe what type of activities you did with these students, for how long, what the sessions looked like, and other procedures and tasks that you did as a tutor for Bobcat Online Homework Help. So this is just an example of how you would fill out the form. Obviously, you wouldn't give a sentence, you'd give much more, a couple sentences to a paragraph of description. Fill out these fields as applicable as possible, and once you are done, you will come up here and submit for approval. And then once it has been processed, you will get this page that shows that your response has been sent successfully. And from there on, we will send an email. You will get an email saying that your service hours have either been approved or denied. So after you submit your form, look out for that in your emails. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty quick and simple process. And if you have any questions or concerns, or you have questions on the difference between direct service hours and philanthropy, don't hesitate to contact us or come visit us. Our general email, which is where we are best reached through, is communityservice@ucmerced.edu. You can also come visit us at KL 190. We are located at the bottom of the library, and we can only be accessed from the outside. So we are at the bottom end of the library, like if you were walking on Scholars Lane towards COB. We are located right at the end. And so feel free to stop by, ask us questions, come take a visit and follow us on our Instagram page at UC Merced CEC, where we upload updates on we will have updates on CatLife, on events we have coming up, and any other events in the community that may be of interest to students. All right, we hope this was of help. Thank you and have a great day.